Yo, this is Court Bauer from MLW. Shout out to True Hill Heat. Give them a listen.
All right.
This is M-Dog20, Matt Cross, and you're listening to True Heel Heat.
Oye, te habla tío Sabio Vega. This is Sabio Vega and you watching True Heel Hit a mi manera o para la calle.
Rob Van Dam, listening to True Hill Heat. Pow.
What's up, True Heel Heat? True Heel Heat. What's up? True Heel Heat. All hands is on me.
Hello, hello, hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. We are live on the True Hill Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Romeo's Twitter for Rated Raw Review, episode 57, State of the Union. Reviewing last night's March 3rd, 2025 edition of Monday Night Raw on Netflix as only we can. And to do that, I am joined by my esteemed colleague, the face and the ace of the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, everyone's favorite better extraordinaire, better consultant, as well as everyone's favorite troll of Joel Embiid and the president of the Charlotte Flair fan club, the president of the Liv Morgan fan club, the president of your favorite wrestlers fan club, Mr. Romeo Anthony Cologne.
What a couple of days, huh? Hey, SP3, did you know? I don't know if you could tell from last night's Raw. John Cena turned heel. Did you know that?
I do know that, and that is why you are on trial, sir. I didn't tell you because you didn't show up until we were midway through our intros here. But you're on trial, sir, because last week on this show, if you were a regular watcher of Rated R Review, I told Romeo who would be the Rock's corporate champion. I told him who would be the best story. He tried to go, try to make sense of. He was very adamant. He didn't feel like CM Punk was the right choice, which I did agree with him on that. But he tried to make an argument for Seth Rollins and stuff like that. And then the happens on the Elimination Chamber watch along, which Romeo did an excellent job hosting. The one fumble that he had in his hosting job on Saturday was when Chase Oliver, the prolific and articulate Chase Oliver, was bragging and praising the True Heel Heat YouTube channel for Josh predicting John Cena versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania back in December before the reports dropped, for praising me for calling John Cena's heel turn and being that he was the perfect choice to be the Rock's corporate champion. Romeo just sat back, was quiet, didn't give any praise to anybody, but let him have been the one to predict that. And I would have seen 1,001 Nostradamus memes in chats, and I would have been man enough to give you credit. But no, you couldn't do the same. So what do you have to say for yourself, sir?
Are you done yet? My God, this speech went 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Listen.
No, we started at the 5 minute.
I said John Cena was the best choice. I said it. I said I hope it's John Cena. It's not like I was arguing with you guys like, no, it can't happen. Don't do it. I wanted it to happen. I'm just glad it happened. I'm glad the trigger got pulled. That's all. Do I have anything else to say? Like, okay, good job, I guess. Jeez. We're all happy. We're all happy it turned out the way it did.
Can't even give credit where credit is due. You see, I got to do this show alone. No, I'm just kidding. But you see this guy? You see this guy?
Let me know.
This is the type of people that I have to work with. This is the type of people I have to work with. I have to work with people who don't want to give credit where credit's due. Thank you, Chase. You see, Chase, thankfully he was on the stream. You make good choices in the people that you have on the stream, at least.
Why don't you say thank you, Triple H, huh? For letting this go through.
No, I'd say you welcome Triple H. He watches Rated Raw Review. We've already established that he watches Rated Raw Review. So he got the idea from me. So thank you to me, and thank you to Triple H for listening to SP3. But you don't want to give credit where credit's due, so we're just gonna move on.
Thank you, John
Nikki
Cena.
Boy
Thank
in the chat. Nikki Boy in the chat says, "I mean, are we surprised? We love Romeo, but we know what he's about." Yes, he's not about giving people credit.
Hey, Nikki Boy, how you feeling after last night? Rhea Ripley losing. Woo! How's it feel? You're not going to WrestleMania. Hey, the Intercontinental title, man, that's a nice little spot. Rhea and Lyra Valkyrie, that's going to be real entertaining.
I mean, Liv's not going to be in the title match, so I think it'll be all right.
Well, she is a champion. She has gold right now.
Yeah, mid-card, lower-card gold that might not even make
carrying the tag division on her back.
Carrying. That is
carrying women's wrestling in 2025.
Yeah, okay. All right. Let's stop with the propaganda and the cap. There's no need for the cap. If you're gonna have cap, let's cap and praise me for being right. But we appreciate y'all for joining us live. Appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand. Remember to show your appreciation back. The simplest way possible is by dropping the thumbs up on this video. You can also share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. And of course, sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you guys. Hear your thoughts on Monday Night Raw last night from Buffalo, New York. And if you have other thoughts on this past Saturday's Elimination Chamber? I want to thank everyone who's watched a bunch of our Elimination Chamber content. We had we're up to like 3,000 views on the flagship podcast. We did over 1,000 views for the Elimination Chamber review. The watch along that Romeo hosted on Saturday, combined with just the clip of them reacting to John Cena's heel turn, has gotten over 1,000 views as well. So a really strong, great week from us. We even dropped a little special edition of the True Heel Heat cuts, which was me predicting John Cena as the corporate champion. You know, True Heel Heat. We did predict.
How many times is this guy gonna brag he was right? This is multiple times to start this.
I mean, I have to. You don't do it. If you would have done it, I wouldn't have to.
I do it once and move on.
I wouldn't have to. No, I have to do it now throughout the whole show. It's your fault. Blame yourself. Look in the mirror, sir. Look in your mirror. If you just would have simply be like, SP3, you were right. Can we move on? And I would have been like, yeah, we can move on. I was right. Cool. But you didn't want to do that, so now I have to do the whole stream, man. The next hour and a half. God damn.
You were right, but you make it sound like I was
wrong. No buts. Just say you were right, or we can move on. We can move on. You're right. We can move on.
You were right.
No.
Yeah, I said it.
I have to pull his teeth. I have to give you a
made it sound like I was wrong.
No, I didn't say you were wrong. I just said I was right. I literally never said you were wrong.
Let's say I was right.
No, you weren't. You agreed with me. You agreed with me. You agreed with me. It wasn't your idea that you know, and then you agreed. It
was my idea. It was my idea. I just didn't say it first in the show.
Now this. Oh,
I thought of it as soon. A month ago. I thought of it. Kidding me?
Sure.
The Royal Rumble.
Yeah. But we got Eric Isaacs in the chat. Thank you for joining us, guys. And of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to give back to what we do here, you want to show your support to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, of course, you can send a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to the contributors that you see on screen with us here. We always appreciate the support. Eric Isaac says, hey, THH fam, the road to Mania really got started last night. No, it really got started at Elimination Chamber. Congrats to Iyo being a Grand Slam champion, the first ever Japanese and American Grand Slam champion. So congratulations to her. And Punk having the greatest promo of 2025, and maybe Master Gable can save American Made. He won't, but it was a good skit.
I got stuff to say about that.
Straight out of Lucha Underground, folks. Negro Bug Nick Jackson is with us today. Thank you for joining us, good brother. He says, sup guys, quite the show last night. He said Triple H really doing everything to beat those predictable allegations, but not beating the burner account allegations at all. He is perpetually online. I appreciate him for it. So he has to clap back at the online people like me that badmouth him. So I appreciate him acknowledging me.
Did you hear SRS say that somebody told him that they have a shit posting account on Twitter? A WWE wrestler has a shit posting that has over 10K followers at least, and nobody knows who it is.
I don't know what the account is, but I'm gonna guess, due to it being Sean that let it out, it's either Karrion Kross or it's Randy Orton.
I don't think Randy Orton has the time.
I think he does.
Well, he does have the time. He does. But I think he's got.
He's been off for 4 months.
He got too many kids. Is what I mean. My guess is Drew McIntyre.
I can see that. We got Venom Hernandez in the chat. We got Niku Boy who's like, I was waiting for SP to say something.
You didn't have to wait long.
You didn't have to wait long at all. I'm here to give the people what they want. We got Power Driver Finisher says, you had more than enough time to praise and credit SP3. Yes, you did, but you didn't do it. So I had to do it myself. If you see, it's like I was like Thanos at the end of Age of Ultron. I'll just do it myself.
I have seen it.
Oh, you saw it! I made a movie reference to Romeo. This is an historic edition of Rated Raw Review.
You say a Marvel movie, there's a good chance I've seen it, at least.
Did you see Captain
Not the new
America
one.
yet?
Not the new one.
Me either.
Not
Me either. So
this
we're on the same page.
Look at that. Look at that. Never seen it.
Cool. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. We're on the same page on that one. I haven't seen it yet. I might use one of the I might use one of the illegal sites. I don't want to go to the movie.
Yeah.
We got Chilling with Chase says Romeo did exactly no pop. Yes. Yes, he did. I watched it back. I watch my friends. I support my friends. I watch y'all watch along. And I was just waiting. I was like, is Romeo gonna say anything? Be like, SP3 did say it on Rated Raw Review. You guys go back and watch. Nope, nothing. So thank you, Chase. Power Driver Finisher says SP3 gave H the blueprint. I did. This is what I do. He's
gonna stop.
I lay. He's gonna keep watching because I got good stuff for him. I got good stuff for him. If we do get one thumbs down, I know it's Paul.
Yeah.
I know it's Paul.
Now don't anybody else go thumbs it down.
I make B says SP3 keep bragging, keep those haters down. Yes, absolutely. I make B says I was telling my friend that SP3 saw the Cena turn coming. Bro, I got you. Look at that. See, even Belle, the good sis saying SP3 has bragging rights. Yes. I saw so many YouTube videos over the last 48 hours that were like, we didn't see it coming. We didn't think it was coming. And it's just like, man, if only the people of your community, and these are like big YouTube accounts of like 100,000 subscribers, of 500,000 subscribers and stuff like that. If we had all of those subscribers, they would have saw this coming. You see?
Well, if they wanted to go the Cena Cody route, I hated the idea of face versus face, as I said. This was the way to get it interesting, make it interesting, and keep it interesting. And boy, oh boy,
Absolutely.
is it interesting now. Now you can't you anticipate that Cena promo that we are not getting anytime soon.
We're not getting till March 17th, at least March 17th at the very least.
Farewell tour, man.
But
it means I'll see you in a couple weeks.
The ironic thing is, March 17th, 2005, John Cena debuted the "My Time Is Now" theme. So he's returning on the March 17th Monday Night Raw. Are we going to get a new theme song? After 20 years?
I don't think you have to do it, but if you are going to do it, it better be good.
I want Corey Michaels. Corey Michaels came up with the best idea that it's an orchestra version of Time Is Now.
We'll see. I mean, because let's not forget. This guy came out to his theme that he has now and still got booed plenty of times before. John Cena sucks. You can still bring that chant back if you want.
That should be. Yeah,
people are saying for him to change up his look. Do you think he should change up his look?
Well, he's alluded to that when he did the Chris Van Vliet interview. He said that he had like a singlet made, he had like a new robe and stuff like that. He was going to change up his look completely.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm interested. All timer heel turn. Where it ranks as far as the all time heel turns, maybe you might see an article by a certain writer on Sports Illustrated about that. But we got in my opinion,
it's not better than Hogan's, but it's really
it's up there. It's up immediately. It's up there, and I think that it's only going to grow depending on what they do following this. And we can discuss that a little bit before we get into the show. But we do have a super chat donation from Nicky Boy, Negro Buck Nick Jackson. Thank you so much, Negro Buck, for this eloquently said super chat donation that says, "Eat shit, Romeo."
I better get all 199 of that. All of it. We don't split this one. I get all of that one.
Romeo's gonna be like, I want all the super chats
even
from
this. YouTube.
I had to deal with you. I had to deal with you for an hour or so.
I want even YouTube's cut of that 199.
We got another super chat donation from Nicky Boy. Thank you so much, Nicky Boy, for both of those super chat donations. He says, to be clear, I'm not mad Iyo won because she's great. but I found the way it played out dumb as fuck made Rhea look like a complete moron. I was 100% with you, Negro Bug, before I saw the Rhea Ripley promo on Raw Talk. That promo was the best of her career, and WWE would be doing her a disservice if they did not play that full promo on next week's Raw.
If you don't play it, at least, take the point she was making and the tone she was trying to set and continue to build off that in the story, at least. But if you have not seen this clip, we both highly recommend you go out of your way to watch this. It's about 4 minutes long, but Rhea's great doing all of it. Even Jackie Redmond was asking some good questions.
Yeah, and we'll discuss a little bit when we get to the main event for sure, because man, that it made her reaction make sense, and I thought that was a great job by her. Great job. Power driver finisher says, because SP3 hit it on the nose, right on the dot. Very pinpoint prediction by SP3. See, this is why I love you, Power driver finisher. You're one of the best in the chat. We appreciate you for joining us today. We got Nikki Boy. He says, shit, I didn't realize that. Good shit for Iyo. She's probably the best female worker on the roster, if I'm being honest. I think she's the best female worker in the world right now.
She deserves this. She has been busting her tail every night. There's never a night off when Io's in the ring. She does not mail it in. And Triple H is rewarding her for it. She deserves it.
Yeah. Well, we got Will Chisholm coming out the woodwork in the chat. Thanks for joining us today, Will Chisholm. He says Triple H is like, maybe I'll do this NWO thing like this SP3 guy is talking about. See, he knows. He knows. H, we know your burner account. We can tell. We could tell your burner account is in here somewhere. You just won't comment. Chaco Sage, Mr. Sage says, comes out to bad man. Bad man. Yes, I'm a bad man among thieves and crooks. You remember that music video?
Yeah, but man, I don't know. I want something that has remnants of his team right now. The time is now.
Dion Jenkins says the moment is great. I think the story will be great. The only problem that I have with it is that we know Cena will be part-time and he is retiring this year, so it won't be a long-term storyline. I like the fact you literally can play it like it's basically a reverse of Punk at the Summer of Punk. That he could hold on to the title and he could say, I'm taking it with me to Hollywood. At the end of his career.
Well, you could reverse Money in the Bank, where CM Punk and John Cena take on this year, and John Cena's threatening to go to Hollywood with a title. Like, come on. I got to see John Cena, Randy Orton, and I think now we could probably guess that Cody Rhodes is going to be John Cena's retirement match. I got Cena wins at Mania. And Cody takes this journey back all the way up to Cena's retirement, and he gets it back there. That's what I think. I think he's the last match. And then after it's over, you realize it's over. Cena gets that long-standing ovation. That should be way longer than anything Hulk Hogan got. It should be much longer than that.
Should be as long as like Ric Flair got after WrestleMania 24. But yes, it seems like this is what the journey is. I've heard people say that they think that Cody should win at WrestleMania. I'm like, that would be the dumbest thing ever. That would be the Giant beating Hollywood Hulk Hogan at Hog Wild 1996, which we saw on True Rewind before we took our hiatus on that show.
Cody Rhodes cannot win.
Yes,
no.
You can't blow an all-time great heel turn by having the guy lose at the first big stop.
Cena has to win. And 17, what greater place? WrestleMania. Agreed. Even though it's tainted.
Not really. It's hustled. Hustled, disloyalty, loyalty, disrespect.
That needs to be a shirt, man. Oh, I'm copping that.
Put it on a t-shirt. But yes, let's talk about Monday Night Raw, which took place from Buffalo, New York. What did you think about the crowd last night in Buffalo?
Oh, a bunch of morons. I give them a 3. Screw Buffalo. They suck.
Well, the show started off hot.
I'm honest.
I like the crowd. I think the crowd was into the moments that they were supposed to be into, other than they were a little quiet for the main event. But we get a video package for the Elimination Chamber. The package was no longer just about the show, but about how big the show was. They include headlines, fan reactions from those at home, celebrities in attendance, and then the package cut to black on John Cena's face before he turned on Cody Rhodes. It then showed a number of headlines and fan reactions. Love how they really had the follow-up to Cena's heel turn. With the fact that Cena or The Rock was not going to be on the show, or Cody Rhodes was not going to be on the show. So they had the perfect person kick things off officially as a pissed off.
Can I say that real quick? All the videos they did of the Cena heel turn, beautifully edited. Really good stuff with the music too, and the cuts to all the reactions. Because one thing that happened during the actual turn that I was disappointed we didn't get to see is like fan shots of like kids crying or just people. The only stuff was like the front row was really over the top doing it, trying to get on TV. Glad they didn't show any of that besides, just the wide view. But they found it during the editing, all the people in the crowd really distraught. And you could tell that those were genuine reactions instead of trying to be over the top to be on camera reactions. I like that.
Yeah. So the show kicked off with the perfect character to kick things off after Cena's heel turn, CM Punk. Because no one has a longer history with both John Cena and The Rock than CM Punk. He was pissed off as soon as he drove into the arena in a Jeep Grand Wagoner. He stormed down to ringside, tossed some stuff around, including kicking the big Prime bottle out of the way. He basically wiped off the announce table and he climbed onto the announce table, and he said some people thought he had exhausted all opportunities of main eventing WrestleMania, but they were wrong. He wanted to come out here tonight to address his enemies, which means with him being CM Punk, which means everyone. He asked the crowd who he should address first. Punk looked into the camera, and then after McAfee and Cole answered, McAfee saying The Rock, he looked into the camera and he says, Dwayne, you bald fraud. Dwayne thought he was immune from criticism because he was on the TKO board of directors, but he didn't know who he was dealing with. He was dealing with the best in the world. And he says, while you might have a midlife crisis, and Dwayne walked in when he felt like it because he tried to hide behind what a big star he was. Punk says that he would love to address Dwayne in person, but he wasn't there to grace us with his presence. Punk then mocked his goosebumps routine, saying, oh, you got goosebumps when you do all your bullshit. No bleep or anything. He says pretend that he cared about this business. Punk has never been so delusional as to hold a fake title and call himself the people's champion because he earned that right. I was like, okay, real world champion.
Yeah. That was funny though. That was funny.
He said he's never been so desperate as to sell his soul. And he says, we couldn't see John Cena here tonight, but we could definitely see through him. Cena stole something from him at the Chamber. Punk gave him the benefit of the doubt for not qualifying for the Elimination Chamber, thinking that all of his work over the last 20 years had earned him the opportunity for his future. But Cena wouldn't fool him twice. Hustle, loyalty, and respect for 20 years, but he showed what Punk knew all along, that John Cena was selling these fans and these kids some bullshit. Punk would never give up on his dreams, and Cena gave up on all of the fans and all of those kids. Punk would get his hands on both of those bald frauds, and when he did, both would make a wish that he never did.
All
man.
frauds.
The man who currently had all of his attention, though, was little brother Seth Rollins. Punk told Becky Lynch to come get her man because before he puts him in a damn wheelchair, which hit the music of Seth freaking Rollins. Punk stormed the stage and met Rollins as soon as he came out, and the two men instantly started brawling. Security and officials frantically tried to separate this wild, crazy brawl. The crowd was going absolutely nuts for all of this. They were chanting, "Holy shit," and "This is awesome" throughout. Pat McAfee also dropped a "holy shit" line. It was at least the third time that word was used in this one single segment, and it was never censored. They
heard Cody say "fuck," and they're like, "Fuck that."
It was like all the gloves are off. It's Netflix. They start brawling. The officials separate them. They start brawling again. They fight to ringside where they're brawling at ringside. Punk and Seth get into the ring and they start brawling in there as well. But they quickly go back to the ringside area by the commentary table. The security and officials once again separate them, but they cannot. Every time it looked like they were separated, one would break free and the brawl was on. They fought over the announce table. Eventually you get officials getting beat up. Security guards start getting beat up by both men. They get more and more officials and security guards to try to separate the two. This was unhinged. This was wild. This was crazy, and the fans ate up every single moment of this. And Triple H has booked a ton of pull apart brawls. Yeah, he's overbooked pull apart brawls since he became part of the head of creative for WWE's main roster in 2022. But this might have been the best pull apart brawl he's ever produced because these guys had the intensity. You felt the hatred between them, and the crowd just added to this as they just were going completely nuts, completely crazy. This felt like a red hot feud. Honestly, after this segment, I was like, book it for WrestleMania, because this could be the night one main event after this segment. They fought through the ad break as they looked like they were separated. Seth was going up the entranceway. He goes around the entranceway and they meet in the crowd and they start fighting again. This was the best version of CM Punk since he's been in WWE. I thought his best promo work was before the Hell in a Cell, but this promo on Cena, Rock, and Rollins was absolutely superb. This was the best promo he's cut since the premiere of Collision. This was unhinged. I am angry. I am pissed off CM Punk, which is the best version of Punk. You had Seth showing off his hatred for him, which just felt absolutely palpable. But that would not be the end of all of this, as we would catch up with Seth Rollins backstage after a few segments, and he immediately locks eyes with CM Punk, and they start brawling again backstage. It's going crazy once again. The crowd is reacting to that big, even though it's backstage. And then the final segment, we saw Seth Rollins leaving the building with Adam Pearce chastising him for all the brawl and having to stay away from Punk. And he says that he's willing to die on the hill. He says it's either him or it's me. And Pearce says he wants you two to end this. He needs them to end this whole rivalry. So he says next week, Monday Night Raw, Madison Square Garden, CM Punk versus Seth freaking Rollins inside of a 15-foot high steel cage. What a main event set for next week's Monday Night Raw. What did you think about this opening segment? What did you think about Punk's promo? And what do you think happens next week in Madison Square Garden? Me personally, I think we're getting the return of Roman Reigns.
All right, bear with me. This segment we're going to talk the most about because there's so many things to go over here, in my opinion. First, CM Punk came out a man possessed, and that's exactly what it needed to be to start off this show. Because he's justified. He is justified to be as pissed off as he was in that opening segment. Seth Rollins, are you people still gonna cheer this asshole again? Asshole heelish act during Chamber. Like, come on, enough of this guy. I'm tired of Seth Rollins. Boo this man. Stop cheering him. He's an asshole. CM Punk came out spitting fire. That was a pipe bomb. Oh, going after Cena, going after Rock. So good. Made me definitely want to see Cena and Punk again. Hopefully,
Yeah.
Money in the Bank. Hopefully. As far as, here's the thing though. It's going to be a gripe of mine. I don't think this match, whatever it is, if it's a triple threat, no way should it main event. And here's why. It's very specific. CM Punk is fighting the Chamber for a WrestleMania main event, a title shot, a main event. He loses. Seth costs him it. It should mean something. It shouldn't just mean, oh, hey, you're in the main event anyways, Punk. Don't worry. It's you, Seth, and Roman. You're the main event of WrestleMania.
But he said it. He said it in the promo. He hasn't exhausted all of his options to headline WrestleMania.
I hate it.
That's what he said.
I hate it. I hate it. It should be a title match. It can't be a regular triple threat.
I agree.
Closing WrestleMania. No. I know there's a lot of star power. I know. But I'd rather Jey Uso close night one. Honestly. Let Jey Uso close it. It's going to be an emotional moment. It's going to be hard to come back down from that.
It's not, though. It feels so mid-card. That's how WWE is presenting it. It does not feel like a WrestleMania main event at all.
I'm closing it. I'm closing the show with that because we're going to come back from celebrating Yeet. Like, come on. No, that should be the last moment.
That's the opening. That's the opener of night one.
I hate it. It's Punk should not main
event. You can hate it, but you are not coming up with a compelling argument for Jey Uso main eventing WrestleMania by the way he's been booked over the last month.
Punk main eventing after he lost the main event is so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. It should not main event. Sorry. Another thing about all this whole segment. I did not like that Becky Lynch tweet, folks. Did you guys see this tweet and delete?
I loved it.
There was a bit much from Becky Lynch.
I loved it.
Much.
Don't fuck with Twitter finger. Don't fuck with Twitter finger pecs.
There was nothing like legit uncomfortable about what CM Punk said about Becky. Come get your man. Becky Lynch is shooting a squirrel with an elephant gun. Is what she did with that tweet. Like, come on, that was not necessary at all. If you don't know what it is, go on Twitter. I don't want to get into it. It's very uncomfortable. Go on Twitter, check it out. See for yourself.
It was great. We did share it on In the Weeds earlier. So
if it's if it leads to AJ Lee coming out of retirement, sure. But the fact that it was deleted told me a phone call was made, and no, it's not leading to anything. Next week, cage match. Big match for Madison Square Garden. In fact, like the whole card seems pretty good. They put a good card for next week. Yeah, there's no way CM Punk can go win 2-0. The only options are Seth evens it up 1-1 or Roman comes in and messes it up. At first, I didn't think, does Roman want to climb a cage? Does he want to do all that work? No. But then SP3 reminded me there's a door he can walk through. Okay, there's a door he can walk through. He goes in the ring and what? Accidentally spears Punk or something?
Yeah, I think he goes for Seth. He goes for Seth and he hits Punk instead.
Yeah, because
you have to give everybody a reason to hate each other going into WrestleMania.
There's so much hatred and vitriol with Seth and Punk. You need to kind of raise the level between Punk and Roman.
Yeah.
Roman and Seth, we already know there's vitriol there.
We got some differing thoughts on the Becky Lynch tweet. Sage says Punk should have kept her name out of his damn mouth, and Nikki Boy says, "Yeah, I didn't like that tweet either." So,
Chocobo, he did not say anything that insulting. My goodness,
should have never said her name. Right? Why is he bringing up her name? He don't need to bring up her name. He could have just said he was going to piss stuff in a wheelchair.
Yeah, I mean, come on. What Becky did was ridiculous. Like, calm down.
I ain't mad at her. Don't fuck with Twitter finger Bex. Ronda found out. Charlotte found out. Now Punk found out.
Don't give Becky Lynch the fucking codes to a nuclear bomb. I'll tell you that much. She'll fucking blow us all up.
They showed the fan reactions to Cena's heel turn, including videos of children crying, which A+ material.
Love that.
We did get
cry.
Absolutely. we did get the Judgment Day backstage regarding regardless of the result of the chamber match, Dominic Mysterio was happy that Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez were the tag team champions. Morgan was happy too and knew she'd be a world champion again one day, regardless of if it's Iyo, Rhea, or Bianca Belair. She thought that it was Rodriguez's time to chase the Intercontinental title, and Rodriguez was down for that. Finn Balor looked quite annoyed on the couch, but he was annoyed with the fact that he said, "Oh, Liv lost that Elimination Chamber," but he was more annoyed that Dom and Carlito got embarrassed by Braun Breaker. Balor said that they didn't need a new member when Dom brought up the fact that they probably need a new member to deal with Braun, and he said that maybe he would be the one who dealt with Braun tonight. Dom asked Morgan about Jade Cargill, and Morgan said that she wasn't getting involved and reiterated that she had nothing to do with it.
Finn played it great, I thought. Being all sulky, and then, oh, everything's fine, guys. I don't know about Raquel in the IC picture. Like, we don't need that right now. She's let her be the tag title. You know, we don't need that. There's plenty of other women, as you know, you'll learn throughout the night, who are interested in the IC title.
Yes. Oh yeah. Jay said Becky learned well from Connor. The old tweet and delete. Yep. Indeed.
Is this an Irish thing? Sheamus doesn't do this. What is going on?
Well, Sheamus don't come at people like them.
I'll come at them physically, not through tweet.
Yeah. Then we get our world heavyweight champion, who feels like a mid-card champion. Gunther came out to the ring. He cut a promo on Otis before their matchup. Gunther wondered what Otis saw when he looked in the mirror this morning. Gunther looked at himself and saw the World Heavyweight Championship belt, while Otis looked for a belt that didn't fit. He suggested that Otis could be great if he had a little bit of self-respect. Gunther would teach him something about self-respect tonight. Gunther was about to continue by addressing Jey Uso, but he gave Otis a cheap shot. With Otis down just after getting blindsided, the referee decided that this was the right time to ring the bell. Way to go, ref. That led into our opening contest, the World Heavyweight Champion Gunther versus Otis. Gunther was dominant early on until Otis was able to catch him on the outside and give him a fall-away slam. Otis had control until he missed a charge in the corner. Gunther held control through a commercial break, but Otis fired up and no-sold some of Gunther's chops. They traded chops before Otis slammed Gunther, and then he hit one of the worst-looking caterpillar elbow drops that he's hit in a while, but the crowd was going crazy for Otis. They were well behind. Every single time Otis gets some momentum against someone who's over, this crowd eats it up. It's crazy to me, but he still can get those loud reactions. Otis missed a Vader bomb follow-up after Gunther kicked out of the caterpillar. He responded with a drop kick. Otis countered a power slam, but Gunther clotheslined him repeatedly, including one to the back of the head, big boot, and then another lariat. He only got a 2 count, but then Gunther put away Otis with a power bomb, very impressive looking, for the 1-2-3. This was a pretty fun matchup, a good showing for Otis, who got like the crowd way behind him, a lot more than I was expecting here. But post-match, Gunther was not done. He applies a sleeper to Otis, so Tozawa tries to make the save by jumping on his back, but Gunther instead power bombs Tozawa on top of Otis. Gunther was about to continue when the music of Jey Uso hits to a huge pop from the crowd. He comes out for a brief brawl with the World Heavyweight Champion before delivering the spear to stand tall. Jey started celebrating and was yeeting with the crowd along with him until A-Town Down Under, Grayson Waller and Austin Theory got a little bit of revenge for the super kick to Waller from last week. The crowd loved when Jey was able to fight back here. He came back, got the comeback, hits a spear on Theory, hits a super kick and another spear on Waller. And then after that, as he stayed tall in the ring, Gunther comes back in and locks on the sleeper. He brings Jey down to the ground and Jey passes out and Gunther stands tall over the number one contender for the World Heavyweight Championship coming up at WrestleMania 41. But that wasn't all from the rivalry between Gunther and Jey Uso on this show. During one of the ad breaks, we did hear from A-Town Down Under, who made with Grayson Waller making a challenge to Jey Uso for next week's Monday Night Raw. And then he also called out the fact that Austin Theory seems like he's a big Jey Uso fan, and Austin Theory tried to yeet along with the crowd until Waller pulled him away. Then Kathy Kelly met backstage with Jey Uso after he had a brief conversation with the Alpha Academy. She interviewed him and asked him if Gunther has thrown him off his game, and Jey cuts a great promo. He admitted that he did a little bit. Every week that passed, Gunther had him doubting himself. Jey fired up and said, with his back against the wall, feeling suffocated, nobody would pick him up but himself. Gunther threatened 10 weeks of hell, but Jey would walk through the valley of the shadow of death and fear no evil. Gunther put him to sleep tonight, but he just woke up a beast. 4 letters, 1 word, yeet. Great promo by Jey Uso, who capped it off by walking out into the Buffalo cold with no goddamn shirt on, which is cold as fuck.
He's hardcore.
So that's a real man right there. Great promo by Jey afterwards, and another very good segment from the Jey Uso Gunther rivalry. I think they're now 5 for 5, but having this whole thing involving the Alpha Academy and then inserting Grayson Waller and Austin Theory as well, it has totally made the Jey Uso Gunther rivalry a mid-card title feud. I said it last week, and it just got further into that, especially with this segment so closely following up from the red-hot CM Punk and Seth Rollins angle.
Because they got so much damn stalling to do. We're still at 7 weeks. This thing started at like 12 or something, right? Shit. Yeah. 7 weeks to go still. This is all-time stalling with this feud. Now they're involving other people.
They're just elongating it.
At least until, like, you know, if we get to the 4-week mark, all these side characters should be out of the picture. It should just be about Gunther and Jey at the 4-week mark at least. And then you start making that feel much bigger than it feels right now. I hope there's not 7 more weeks of this. No, Jey deserves better. Gunther deserves better. The match was fine. Otis, like you said, over. But Gunther got some damn nerve. I mean, this guy loses a couple of pounds, and now he's fat shaming people. Come on, Gunther. What a heel. What a heel. But yeah, this feud has to dump the mid-carders. I'll give it a few more weeks. 1, 2. Because I know it's such a long build. But at the 4-week mark, come on. Let's get serious here, Papa H.
I mean, he's booking it how he sees it. Like I don't blame him. That's how he sees it.
I do like the way Jey is playing it mentally.
Jey and Gunther are putting on some of their best promos in this whole program, but it does feel like a mid-card feud.
It almost feels a little like Jey's pulling the Gunther that Gunther was doing with Priest, like losing the confidence a little bit, doubting himself. Which I don't mind that storyline going up to the match. Because he hasn't beat this man at all. I'd like him to keep going through this mental thing. And then his brother, Jimmy, lifts him up or something like that. That'd be cool.
Or Roman. Roman finally acknowledges him.
Roman not going to do that. Are you kidding me? This guy still hasn't apologized.
Finally apologizes and acknowledges Jey. There you go.
That'd be wild.
We do have another super chat donation. Thank you so much, Dion Jenkins, for the support. He says that Finn Balor needs to seriously consider leaving WWE. He's too loyal.
I thought he re-signed already.
Yeah, he re-signed last year.
Yeah.
It's too loyal. Too loyal.
This is going to be Finn Balor's last stand. Whatever comes from this breakup with the Judgment Day, eventual breakup, what happens with him after, that's going to be like his last stand to be taken seriously as a potential main event player again. He needs to come out of that strong, which, spoiler alert, he probably not gonna. Judgment Day gonna beat his ass.
Might be right.
Do you have it in the screen grabs of what we see in the background later on? Involving
What?
Judgment Day, Dominic.
Was it
I
Dominic
forgot what
speaking with
segment was.
Karrion Kross?
Yeah.
No, I didn't get that.
Okay, so that happened at some backstage segment. And oh baby, you talk about a good replacement.
And this is
Karrion
something that
Kross.
didn't we say this like a couple of weeks ago? Didn't we say that?
Yeah,
I feel like we talked about that. We talked
Yeah.
about Cross potentially joining the Judgment Day and
that'd
probably
be a
taking
natural
over.
fit.
Yeah. We had a couple of backstage segments. Next, first up, during the ad break, you had Bailey with a promo interview by Jackie Redmond. Bailey was happy for Bianca Belair, but disappointed she didn't win. She had her eyes, though, on Lyra Valkyria, mentioning that she beat her to qualify for the Elimination Chamber, and she did like the sound of being a women's Intercontinental Champion. We also went backstage to AJ Styles being interviewed by Kathy Kelly as he was asked about John Cena and said that he didn't see it coming. But then Karrion Kross, the devil on his shoulder, suddenly hugs him from behind and says, "Well, doesn't it make sense? It wasn't that surprising if you really thought about it." Styles cut him off, said that he wasn't John Cena and maybe the WWE Universe needed a reminder just exactly who AJ Styles was. And after Kross brings up the fact that Logan Paul disrespected him, he says that he plans on calling out Logan Paul next week at Madison Square Garden. And Styles told Kross that he could try to be the devil on his shoulder, but God already knew his evil ways. Good callback to his TNA theme.
Nice line. Look at this battle of hair too. Hairstyles. Wow.
Some luscious hair.
I love Karrion.
I like
character. This
I do too.
It's fun stuff.
But the fact that he's redirected to Styles, I'm starting to feel like Sammy's not going to make the Mania card.
Sammy, what are we doing? Sammy's going to be the one to pump up Jay. Then he's going to give the inspirational speech.
Because he has Ramadan. He has Ramadan this month too.
Yeah. That's weird.
So,
outside looking in.
Yeah. We shall see. We shall see what happens there.
Weird.
Next up, we had the Women's Intercontinental Championship up for grabs. Lyra Valkyria defending against American Maids. I keep trying to call them Alpha Academy. American Maids. I mean, they win as much as Alpha Academy. American Maids, Ivy Nile.
True.
Valkyria was very aggressive early on, pissed off by Nile's attack last week. However, Nile hit some consecutive dragon screws and took over, targeting the leg. I think she did really good limb work in this matchup too. Lyra was able to fight out. She hits a big sit-out power bomb, but only gets a 2 count. Her leg was in too much pain to follow up. Valkyria went for a tornado DDT, but Ivy was able to stop her momentum and deadlift her into a vertical suplex for a 2 count. Lyra went for her finisher, but twisted her knee and fell down. So Ivy responded with a sit-out power bomb of her own for a 2 count. Nile applied an ankle lock on the injured leg and bent it like a single leg crab. Great execution of this ankle lock here, and Lyra sold this superbly. Lyra was able to get to the ropes. Ivy then responded with a German suplex, but she misses a boot in the corner. Lyra's able to recover. She hits a neck breaker and then follows up with the Nightwing. 1, 2, 3. Lyra Valkyria retains the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship. This was a solid matchup, but the crowd could not give a fuck.
That's Buffalo for you. But I thought Ivy Nile did good here. I was watching her closely because, I want to see some improvement from her. I thought that was one of her better matches. So, and Lyra, we don't see much character-wise from Lyra, but she continues to deliver solid matches in ring, defending her championship. We'll give her that.
Yeah, I just want them to give her some type of storyline. That's it, because her entrance is getting over. We get the woos. We got back-to-back weeks where we got the woos.
Desist. Yeah, cease and desist, Lyra. Sheesh. Let Charlotte have a word with you. She'd like to have a word.
This guy over here.
Flair forever. Flair first forever.
You
it sounds like everyone's going to be coming towards Lyra.
Yeah, because we got a follow-up to this. Kathy Kelly interviewed Dakota Kai during one of the ad breaks, and Kai still had her eyes on the Intercontinental Championship, and she looked forward to seeing Sky. She looked forward to seeing Iyo Sky reclaim her spot at the top against Rhea Ripley later tonight.
Get a women's European championship that Dakota Kai can hold.
So what do you think? We got Bailey, who said she has her sights on it. Dakota Kai, Raquel Rodriguez got her sights on it. What type of match you think we're getting at WrestleMania?
It's multi-person match mania. You get a multi-match. You get a multi-match. You get a multi. Everyone but Cena and Cody. Like Charlotte and Tiffany. You guys are good. Jane Gunther.
Yeah, Cena. Yeah, there's gonna be like 3 singles matches.
Yeah, you guys are good. Everybody's gotta earn their Mania paycheck this time, pal. Sounds like probably fatal 4-way.
I'm gonna say 5-way because Roxanne. I think Roxanne will get on the Mania card too.
She should. Good job, Roxanne, not losing your cool on Twitter last night. You sure could have if you wanted to, and you would have been justified. But you kept it cool. Good job. Proud of you.
Choco says, poor Finn, he'll always be a what if because of that Universal Championship injury. What if he stayed healthy? He was getting the biggest push of anybody outside of coming from NXT.
Yep. Who do we have to blame? That asshole. Seth Rollins. This guy, man. Shortened Sting's career in WWE. Like this. What an asshole. Whoa. Still do it. Still do it. MSG. I need you to next week. MSG. Resist the urge.
They got you covered.
Boo. Oh. I boo him to the theme of his song. That's what I would do. Boo.
You should get a ticket. You should get a ticket just to do it. Buffalo Bills offensive lineman Dion
Speaking of boo.
This also came before Grayson Waller during that promo we mentioned earlier. He mentioned Josh Allen choking in championship games, just like Jey Uso.
And then he had the meme on Twitter. Jey Uso's Josh Allen. I laughed.
Then we get Ludwig Kaiser with a in-ring promo. I was quite surprised by this.
By the way, Waller can definitely be the guy with the Twitter account that's shit posting. Grayson Waller. It could be Grayson Waller.
Could be Grayson Waller, you're right. Ludwig Kaiser cuts a promo in the ring in speaking about his triple threat win last week. He said that he took back the attention that he deserved, the attention that was taken away from him by Penta. He called himself a future world champion. Kaiser warned Penta to stay away from him because what Cena did to Cody Rhodes was nothing compared to what he was willing to do to Penta. I love how everyone was mentioning the Cena heel turn or was asked about it. This brought out Penta coming out with some sweet street clothes, including a Zero Mero Penta red vest. He ran out. He starts attacking Kaiser.
You know what the best part here is? He does his little walk. The walk he does there in his entrance, and then he ran. That was great.
Did the tippy toe and then ran.
Yeah. Great.
Penta gets the better of Kaiser. He hits a nice little sling blade, and then he follows up with a tope con hilo to the floor to stand tall. So we're going to get a follow-up, another rematch between Kaiser and Penta here, and we'll see if Pete Dunne gets involved in that because I'm pretty sure we all have heard the news first reported by, I believe it was PW Insider. Penta's brother, Ray Phoenix, was removed from the AEW roster page yesterday, and then it was confirmed by Fightful Select and PW Insider that Penta is officially a free agent with his WWE signing imminent. So I am guessing that we're going to see Kaiser and Dunne form some type of partnership, and maybe that's how you bring in Ray Phoenix. Or what I came up with on In the Weeds is we can take all this together because we're going to talk about Chad Gable and his quest for the dark arts of Lucha Libre, do American Made versus Rey Mysterio and the Lucha Bros at WrestleMania.
American made Rey Mysterio and Lucha. Okay, so Dragon Lee, he's out. He gets replaced, right?
They literally did it to him last year. Remember, he got attacked before WrestleMania, and they replaced him with Andrade. They're just gonna do it again.
Yes, I could see either scenario. I like either scenario. And yeah, they're gonna have. They've been working on Phoenix like graphics, music, merch. They've been working on that for months now. It'll be ready to go. Ready to go whenever they want. You know, it kind of halts or not. I don't want to say halts, but Penta had a nice little thing going, but that's gonna now you're with your brother. Sorry. Now you're with your brother. Maybe we get back to it one day because Phoenix is injury prone. I mean, I hate to say it, but you never know when you might have to do a singles run. But yeah,
we shall see. We shall see. But yeah, I'm looking for it because we need a great tag team to elevate this Raw tag team division, which is lagging behind significantly from NXT and just a little bit from SmackDown ever since the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I'd say SmackDown's better. Yeah, Raw got to pick it up with the tag teams. War rating.
Kathy Kelly. Yeah, they're doing well. Kathy Kelly is backstage with Elimination Chamber winner Bianca Belair. Kelly wondered how Bianca was still processing the whole deal with Jade Cargill and Naomi. Belair wanted to talk to them personally before talking about it publicly. She did feel guilty. She was sad about what happened, but was proud about winning the Elimination Chamber. She just wanted to focus on tonight's title match, and she put over both Iyo Sky and Rhea Ripley. Regardless of who won, they would learn why you couldn't spell WrestleMania without EST. She's avoiding talking about this whole thing. Do you think she's in cahoots with Naomi?
I want to say no, but I'm not sure. It's so weird. She's the number one contender for the title, yet it feels like her place belongs in that Jade Naomi storyline. It's weird. And I hope that storyline doesn't take up much of whatever Bianca's, whether it's Iyo or Iyo and Rhea, whatever. Like it shouldn't intertwine. Hope not.
Maybe we get a whole deal where Naomi's like denying it, saying that she's been framed and stuff like that. But Jade, somehow, some way, they changed this to Jade being the heel against a babyface Naomi.
And I don't like it. I think Naomi play a good heel.
I think she could.
Yeah.
Chad Gable is finally looking for the dark arts of Lucha Libre. He's in some town in Mexico looking for the person who could help him learn
downtown Minnesota.
The dark arts of Lucha Libre. He had the card given to him by Dom, and he asked locals outside of Los Hermanes Meat Market if they knew who it was, but they all brushed him off. Gable followed an alleyway and found someone in the dark of the night. The mysterious person told him that he could not fight what he did not understand. Gable said that he didn't travel this far to go back with nothing, and he asked what he needed to do. The mysterious figure was about to hand him a box, but stopped so Gable could pay him for it. This led to a bit of comedy where Gable kept having to hand him over hundreds and hundreds of dollars up to $500 until he finally gave him the box. The man said Gable now wielded power beyond his understanding, and Gable opened the box and his eyes grew wide. He pulled something out of the box, but it cut away before we could see. This was straight out of Lucha Underground Season 2, and I loved it. This was awesome.
I loved it too, but I have a problem. And my problem is I wanted more. This seems lazy.
Yeah.
So he's been gone all this time, and we only get this one segment, and then he'll be back next week or in a couple of weeks or whatever?
No, I hope we get a segment of him training Lucha Libre.
I hope it's multiple segments done in this fashion, is what I'm saying. And it should have been started weeks ago. It's been weeks we haven't heard anything about it. It's like it took too long. This needs to be multiple vignettes. Have your fun with this. Not just one segment. It better not be one segment. Because it was good.
Yeah, Nico Buck, he said, what is this Timu Lucha Underground bullshit?
Gable was funny, handing over all those 20s.
Yes. I think this leads to him becoming Los Americanos.
Oh boy.
It was a mask. What do you think was in the box? I think it's a mask.
Yeah, common sense would probably tell you it was a mask, some stupid mask. Not even a cool looking one either. Just got
Probably like
ripped
the
off.
Patriots mask. The
Yeah.
Patriots mask.
Terrible. And he's gonna come back and he's gonna see his crew didn't do jack shit while he was gone, except lose.
Just a bunch of losers. Speaking of which, World Tag Team Championships is up for grabs. The War Raiders defend against the Creed brothers of American Made. The Creeds did lots of stuff and looked good in this matchup. After the commercial break, Julius hit Eric with an angle slam, and Brutus tried to follow up with the 450 splash. He didn't land flush, but he's a guy of that size. It was impressive nonetheless, only getting a 2 count. Julius gave Eric a superplex, but Brutus missed a moonsault. Ivar tried for a moonsault of his own, but Brutus rode out of the way. And then Julius goes to the top rope and hits a beautiful looking shooting star press. McAfee had his only good line of the past week and a half where he said, shout out to Billy Kidman. And then the crowd was dead pretty much for like the first 10 minutes of this matchup, but really got going once they started showing off that type of athleticism. We got This Is Awesome chants. Julius hit a Finley roll. Hit a Finley roll, and then they tried to set up for the Brutus bomb, but Eric slipped out. Ivar smashed Julius into the side of the ring with a crossbody that looked like it freaking hurt Julius' ribs, and then the Raiders got Brutus up into position for the War Machine. 1, 2, 3. The War Raiders retain the World Tag Team Championships, and what I thought was a good matchup. The final 5 minutes really picked things up in this one and made the War Raiders and the Creeds look really good here. So good stuff from both teams. What did you think?
I enjoyed it. Same thoughts as you. I love the Ivar's crossbody into Julius into the outside of the ring. That looked vicious. And I noticed the crowd is starting to get more into the War Raiders finish. Like they recognize when it's being set up. Like you hear them get louder. So that's good for the War Raiders.
Slowly but surely getting over.
But these guys are losers. The Creed brothers, that was vintage Creed brothers performance coming back the way they did, like athletically. But same old losers. Ivory Niles, same old loser. Chad Gable comes back with these dark arts. It better do something. He better teach something. Like bunch of losers. Losers. You can't keep losing. Then you end up like Finn Balor. You don't want to be like that guy.
We'll get to him in a bit here. Quick recap segment for the Kevin Owens over Sami Zayn unsanctioned matchup and Randy Orton's return. Ooh. Michael Cole says that Zayn has re-aggravated his neck injury and spinal and nerve issues. He's out indefinitely.
Then we get a cool match. What a match that was on Saturday.
My WWE match of the year so far.
The only thing was that, I could have used some blood and not blood on her t-shirt. Blood in the face. Could have used it. But even if it was blood on the body from the barbed wire slam and stuff like that. But we saw where the blood was reserved for on Saturday night. Oh, that is some politicking. Oh, whoever did that. Like, sorry, guys. KO Sammy, sorry. We got blood in the main event segment. Can't do that.
That's why they reportedly let Sammy and KO have not have shaved down barbed wire. They let them have legit barbed wire because they was like, we're not gonna let you bleed, so we'll give you that.
Yeah, but too bad it was on KO's back. We can't see the scrapes in the blood. That's the only thing was missing. But if minor nitpick, that's not their fault.
Yeah, that's why I didn't give them 5 stars because I think the blood would have put them at 5 stars, but absolutely. I gave it 4 3/4.
Absolutely,
4 3/4. So,
then there was a Sammy match on the main roster, or in WWE history.
It's close. I think I went 4 3/4 with Payback 2016.
Both different style matches, so yeah.
There was a pre-taped LWO promo, which I really like how it was cut. It was like in some Mexican bar. They said New Day could try to put them down, but they could not take their hearts. Rey Mysterio is back and told Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods to savor their vacation because he and Dragon Lee would give them the worst beating of their lives and the worst Monday of their lives in a tornado tag team matchup in Madison Square Garden next week. And Dragon Lee, after Rey says it in Spanish, he repeats, "New Day sucks. New Day sucks."
Yes, I like this.
This looked pretty cool.
Yeah, it was good. New Day has to win. Stop. These guys are not beating the New Day. Are you kidding me?
Please. There's no guarantee here, man. There's no guarantee.
That's a nice little match for MSG, though. Tornado tag. Go crazy.
Should be fun. Sage says it's crazy there wasn't any accidental blood from that match. Yeah. I thought they would be with the drop toe hold onto the barbed wire chair.
That was, man, what a match. Liv Morgan looked the worst for wear that night. She's the one.
Absolutely. I gave her credit. I gave her credit where credit's due. She was the MVP of that chamber match.
She is on a roll. Give her flowers. Good job.
Her work in the past 2 months has been way better than the 8 months she was world champion. Then Jackie Redmond interviews Intercontinental Champion Braun Breaker in the crowd. He said that he didn't have a problem with the Judgment Day until a week ago. It took courage for Judgment Day to do what they did. It took courage for Dom to walk around with a dirty Sanchez mustache and for Carlito to be the Apple Man. He was about to move on to Balor when Balor interrupted. Balor said that Braun was only champion because the Judgment Day let him be. He was champion because Braun said he was champion because he was a dog and he embarrassed them last week. While Balor responded, he was untouchable in the ring. I mean, everybody touches you. They pin you. He said that he...
Big groan when he said that. Like, are you shitting me? The biggest bold-faced lie told all night long.
He says that he ate rookies like Braun for breakfast, and Balor said that there would be no dogs barking if they wrestled because Balor would put him down. Braun had enough and he marched down the ringside. He walked right into a Judgment Day quote-unquote trap, but he completely beat up both Carlito and Dom, hitting a big suplex on Dom on the floor. And then he slipped into the ring where Balor caught him with a sling blade, but Braun immediately fought back. He grabbed Balor by the throat, hit a military press slam. Braun was about to kill him with a super spear, but Dom pulled him to safety. But that didn't stop Braun at all as he smiled at the Judgment Day as they walked up the entrance ramp, but they left Carlito behind, so he ran around the ring and delivered a super spear to Carlito to stand tall here. Do you think we're going to get Braun versus Balor on Raw before WrestleMania? I think that's what this is leading to, but I think both guys are going to be involved in the Intercontinental title multi-man matchup that we've been calling for weeks.
Yeah, I'll say probably in like 2 weeks, probably. We'll probably have that match, singles match. But, you know, listen, I like Finn backstage when he's with the Judgment Day and he's insecure and all that stuff. That's entertaining to me. But when he comes out in the ring and he's overconfident for nothing, I can't take that seriously. It's like you're talking all that trash and you don't deliver at all. It's so bad. I'm sorry. Talking out his ass, exactly. Ridiculous.
It is. It's true. It's true. Chilling with Jay says Rey Mysterio and MSG. He needs to set up his Mania feud. This pudgy asshole is gonna win next week.
Hey, it's a Hall of Famer. You show some respect.
No, Chad Gable with the mask is gonna interfere to cost.
Oh man. There's just so many feuds going on. It's like they're all intertwining too. It's like it's crazy. It's madness. Hey, 7 more weeks.
Very well. Like it. There was a video package, the final one, for the John Cena heel turn. So far, they had only shown the build-up and the aftermath and the kids crying. The video included clips
Not
of
on his
heroic...
birthday. Oh my god. Got the happy birthday sign up top. Oh, in the mud.
The clips included this video included clips of his heroic John Cena from the past, and followed by clips of very upset fans on Saturday. Then we went to Michael Cole, who spoke to Cody Rhodes earlier today, and Rhodes had little to say, but said that he would address it on SmackDown next week. But it is official. It will be John Cena challenging Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship at WrestleMania 41. And because this is so soon after the heel turn, they still have not got a John Cena render, so they had to just put his meat face from the heel turn.
It's incredible. I love it. They just ferment his hair. It's not that dark. Hell no. They did a Goldberg. Remember they did the Goldberg gray beard? They would make that shit brown. Like, what? Somebody did some Photoshop on that. Nice graphic, though. I love it.
Give him a nice comb over. Then it was time for the main event of the evening. Iyo Sky versus Rhea Ripley for the WWE Women's World Championship. We get a tale of the tape, which included both women's NXT Women's Championship title reigns, which if WWE's gonna do that, they gotta keep the same energy and add Charlotte Flair's 2 reigns to make her 16 times. I'm just saying, gotta be fair here.
I think it's because they didn't put the word Women's World Championships. That's why. So if you do the same graphic with Charlotte, yes, you better up that number.
Bianca Belair came out. She got a big reaction from the crowd. They played her music for a good 5 minutes. Then didn't even show Iyo Sky's fucking full entrance for anyone outside of Europe. Basically, you in the US only saw Iyo in the ring. But this matchup,
she's gonna lose. Yeah. She got a jabroni entrance.
But this match here, it started off very clunky. I felt like Rhea Ripley was really rusty in the ring. Like she botched catching Iyo early on a Hurricane Rana attempt and reversing it into a powerbomb. During the commercial break is where it really started kind of getting together a little bit. Sky came off the top rope and doubles foot stomped Rhea's arm. Rhea fought back with a slam, but she kept favoring the arm, and Iyo kept going after it. Rhea would hit a missile drop kick that we didn't see because it cut to black as it went back to the full screen for everyone in the US. They immediately showed the replay though. Iyo came back. She hits a nice looking backstabber on Rhea and then a low drop kick, a forearm, and then a missile drop kick. Ripley fought back with strikes, but Sky was able to hit the double foot stomp for a 2 count. Sky avoided the prism lock. Sky ran off of the ropes, but Rhea turned her inside out with a big boot that looked beautiful. Sky countered a riptide into a beautiful looking DDT. She then followed up with the running corner boot, which was Dakota Kai's signature move. Then she followed up with the insane elbow drop, which I was like, let's go. That was great. Got a near fall on that. She instantly transitioned from the near fall into an Asuka lock. So shout out to all the Damage Control members. I wanted her to hit a rose plant for Bayley. Sky hit a running corner knees. Hit the running corner knees, but she went up to the top rope, but Ripley cut her off. She hits an avalanche back suplex for a 2 count. Ripley applied the prism lock, but Sky was able to flip her onto shoulder first into the ring post. As Ripley stood on the apron, Sky hits this great looking running sunset flip powerbomb right into the barricade. Sky followed up with a moonsault onto Rhea's back, but didn't connect fully, so Rhea was able to get her foot on the ropes. Ripley tried to regroup outside the ring, but Sky hits a tope con hilo through the ropes. Sky went for an Isai moonsault, but Ripley was able to cut her off. She slams her into the apron, slams her into the announce table. Ripley was ready to take the count out win when Bianca Belair started encouraging Sky, rooting her on to get up and get back into the ring. Ripley did not appreciate that at all. She had Iyo dead to rights in the ring, but instead she goes out to ringside. She gets in Bianca's face. Ripley's like, how could you cheer for her? She shoves Bianca, Bianca shoves her back. They kept pushing each other until referee Jessica Carr got between them. She told them if they didn't stop, she would call for the disqualification, so they stopped. Bianca got separated. Ripley sets Sky up for a riptide off the top rope, but she looks back at Bianca and says, "See you at Mania." She took too much time, so Iyo was able to counter into a Hurricane Rana off the top, and then the over the moonsault right after for a 1, 2, 3 new WWE Women's World Champion Iyo Sky gets the upset win over Rhea Ripley to win the title, and now she is going to WrestleMania. Commentary announces that it's official. It's Iyo Sky defending the championship against Bianca Belair. Bianca was surprised by the result. Rhea Ripley was absolutely livid. She screams "fuck" right into the camera. The crowd was fully behind Rhea this entire time, but they popped huge for the title change, and they really got into Iyo down the stretch and really thought that the title change was possible. But this was a shock title change and an absolutely tremendous way to close the show in what turned out to be a damn good title match. Like I said, it started off very clunky, but after the ad break, after the commercial break, they really got together and they really delivered a great final 10 minutes of that matchup. And that was Rhea Ripley's best matchup since, I would say, SummerSlam against Liv Morgan, and probably better than that match. So I would say that's her best match since Becky Lynch at last year's WrestleMania. Iyo Sky, the best women's wrestler in the world, is now the Women's World Champion. I did not call it. I thought we were getting Bianca versus Rhea, but I'm so glad I was wrong because Iyo deserves this spot.
This was Iyo Sky at her absolute best. She brought that. All the moves she was pulling out. Like, she was so in control at one point. I was like, there's no way she wins. She was way too in control with all the offense she was delivering. It was great. But then Rhea loses it. What? I couldn't, like, why are you so worried about Bianca? Well, Bianca's cheering for Iyo. Is that what you, like, focus on the match? And then, it just all went downhill for her. Rhea, like we talked about with that segment after Raw ended, she's got too many things in her head. She's isolated. Liv Morgan's still in her head.
She lost the Judgment Day. She lost Dom. She lost Damian Priest. She lost all her friends. She thought she made new friends because these are the two of the women that she teamed with at War Games. So I love how the promo brought everything together and reminded me of different stuff. And that's why she wanted to give the title match to Iyo Sky after she messed up in the qualifying matchup. And that screws her over here. She thought that her and Bianca had an understanding. They wanted to face each other at WrestleMania. So Bianca cheering for her really triggered her insecurities. And it all came out here. It was perfect, that promo after all.
Even Charlotte's promo did a little foreshadowing. Charlotte was like, "You're still just a kid." And look, this was a very kid-like thing by Rhea Ripley, being distracted by Bianca. And Iyo just owns her. She owns Rhea Ripley.
Undefeated.
Sometimes it happens. I like how the ref, like Bianca and Rhea, they were doing a little shoving. You see these Rhea fans online, they wanted a DQ. No. Ref's discretion. I don't think that was enough for a DQ, the shove. And Rhea instigated the whole thing. So good job by not being a DQ finish. And you're going to have to get a little creative here if you want to have this triple threat at Mania. Because in my eyes, you lost, Rhea. Back of the line. Go to the IC title picture. Something. You don't deserve to be in this. There's no rematch clauses here, are there?
No. I think it's going to... The simplest way they can do it is have Rhea attack both women because both women are baby faces. She attacks them so much that they are the ones that talk Adam Pearce into putting Rhea in the matchup.
They look like idiots. Bianca, Iyo, if you let Rhea Ripley into this match,
they're gonna have to be very, very creative to get this done
without making them look like morons. Letting her, this dominant figure, into the match to mess it up for you. Stupid. You gotta be creative how you tell this. Because I bet you somebody's gonna look stupid. Somebody at the end of this.
I think so. There's no way around it. I think so. I think so. It's basically when Triple H tries to do these like surprise stuff, like Jey Uso winning Royal Rumble. There's always going to be a downside to that. Jey Uso wins the Royal Rumble, but yet his world title feud is booked like a mid-card feud. Iyo Sky gets this surprise win, but it makes Rhea Ripley look like a dumbass, and then he has to probably make other people in this story feel like dumbasses as well to get Rhea back into the title match.
Love Liv Morgan on social media too. She took all the pleasure in this. Oh my goodness, the revenge tour continues. Nikki Boy, Charlotte Flair wouldn't have been that stupid at the end of that match. I'll tell you that much. That's not in her character. So I wouldn't have to do that.
And I disagree with Nikki Boy. He says this just felt out of character to me. Like, Rhea, what are you doing? Focus. She didn't focus against Liv. Remember Bad Blood in October? When she had Liv dead to rights with the riptide? What did she do? She told the referee, hold on 1 second. I got to beat Dom with a kendo stick.
Yeah.
She ever since she lost the Judgment Day, she's lost focus.
She's got some growing up to do, kid.
I agree.
That makes sense to me.
Chilling with Chase also says Iyo might return the favor and let Rhea in the match. It will be dumb. I can see it though. But yeah, Iyo didn't earn this title match. Rhea gave it to her.
Yeah, but that was because Rhea cost Iyo. Remember? Against Liv.
Yeah, and Iyo might be like if it was Rhea can kind of manipulate maybe Iyo and be like, if it wasn't for Bianca distracting me, I would have beat you.
If it wasn't for your dumb ass, you would have beat her. Not Bianca. Bianca's innocent. And Bianca looked almost a little disappointed that Iyo won at the end. I saw a little disappointment on her face that she's not getting Rhea one-on-one, the way I read it.
I can see that. But let us know in the live chat your match of the night, your MVP, your LVP, whether you gave them show a thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle, and out of 10, what did you give the show overall? For me and Romeo, for the March 3rd, 2025 edition of Monday Night Raw in 3, 2, 1. Big thumbs up across the board from me. Out of 10, what did you give the show, Romeo?
I'll give it an 8.3. I think this was the best Raw Netflix yet. Better than last
week. I said last week this one was better. So I will go 8.5. I think I gave the same score to last week, but this one I would give a notch better because of the title change at the end and the Punk Seth segment.
By the way, can I add one more thing? I hope people aren't majorly disappointed that you're not going to get Rhea Bianca one-on-one yet. Iyo Sky is incredible. She deserves this. It's going to make the match even more better. We'll still get Rhea Bianca one-on-one one day. It's okay. Don't be too bummed out.
This may all set up. This triple threat may set up the Mania 42 matchup between Rhea and Bianca.
Yes, it starts a storyline that otherwise wasn't really there between Rhea and Bianca.
It does. Match of the night, for sure the main event for me.
Yes.
And who was your MVP for the show?
At first, it was just CM Punk, but then Iyo earned it at the end too. Co-MVPs.
I gotta agree with you and Negro Buck. I'm going with CM Punk and Iyo Sky. LVP for the show. Who you got?
I gotta give it to American Made once again, coming up empty on titles. But I also gotta add Rhea to the list as well, looking like a damn idiot fool at the end. Sorry. Lost your main event, WrestleMania, not main event. Lost your WrestleMania title match.
I'm definitely giving it to American Made. They're a bunch of dweebs.
You gotta give it to Rhea too. She took her eyes off the ball.
She saved it with the promo. It
wasn't even on Raw.
Don't matter. I'll let it play out. But Romeo, let everybody know where they can follow you on social media, when they might see you again on the channel.
Romeo Damas, all social media. I don't know if we're doing a Revolution watch along just yet.
I hope you are. I hope Chase is Chase going to the show, or
I don't know. He should.
He should. Yeah, it's
right
in Los Angeles.
Right there in his area.
Well, let us know around the point. Maybe we'll inspire Romeo to do the watch along on Sunday. I will be back here live tomorrow at 1:05 p.m. Eastern time with our NJPW New Japan Cup preview with myself, Sanal, NJ News. You got AE Ramble on Thursday. We got our Revolution preview on Friday. And of course, the flagship podcast on Saturday. And next Monday, we'll be doing our Revolution review, myself and Jimmy Macaram. So I look forward to that for sure. But check out all the great content.
Agree a week in advance.
A week in advance, yes, I did. But check out all the great content we got on the channel right now, like our WWE Elimination Chamber 2025 review. Check out our THH cuts that THH predicted the 2-man Hollywood power trip.
I have to get one
Check
more
out
in there before the show was over.
check out the flagship podcast True Hill Heat 318 from this past Saturday. True Top Guy JJ was there, True Jaw Josh, Miss Chrissy Love, and myself. Miss Chrissy Love was on one. This was probably an all-time performance from Chrissy Love. So go out of your way. Go out of your way to check that out. Follow me on the Twitter machine at True Hill SP3. Follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at True Hill Heat, and patreon.com/True Hill Heat. We dropped our final top 10 list from 2024 recently for the top 10 best tag teams of 2024. So go out of your way to check that out over on Patreon. But for Romeo, it is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. I will see y'all all for our New Japan Cup preview tomorrow. But this has been Rated Raw Review number 57, State of the Union, for the March 3rd, 2024 edition of Monday Night Raw on Netflix. We are signing off until next time.